Nolan, tell us about your mobile service. Tell us
There
what
you
you
go.
do and how it's made an impact.
Yeah, so I think, mobile service has so many benefits that dealers don't always look at. The most obvious on the customer side is CSI and retention. And I think, talking with Mark Mickens, I think the number is 92% of customers that have one mobile service experience continue to use mobile service. Well, tell me where in our industry 92% retention is anywhere, right? I mean, it's a crazy number. So I think that, having that mobile service should be an offering for everybody. And retail, obviously, for CSI and retention is wonderful. But the real opportunity and the huge financial opportunity is with commercial and fleet. And when you can break into the commercial and fleet space, the opportunity is, and I mean it, it is endless. I mean, fleets crave this. You're eliminating downtime. You're filling a solution for them. And that's really where we made our mark. It takes time. You have to have somebody on the road. You have to have somebody that's going out and talking to these fleets and speaking the benefits to it. But mobile service, when you think about a brick and mortar dealership, how much money does it cost to add 10 service bays to your shop, right? You can just go buy 10 vans and every van is a bay. So you're adding capacity to your department without necessarily building any brick and mortar. And you're taking care of customers that a lot of times you wouldn't be taking care of. A lot of times at dealerships, we sell vehicles outside of our PMA, especially dealing with commercial and fleet. You're selling people that aren't necessarily local, but you can still capture that business and retain it by offering mobile service to them. So again, it's that convenience. It's offering a remote solution to customers so that they're not inconvenienced in coming into the store. And there's just so many benefits, beyond CSI and retention and commercial and fleet. When you break it down and think about it, when you're doing retail, your guys are going to a customer's house. They're creating a relationship with the customer, but they're also getting to see what's in the driveway, right? Because there's always an extra vehicle. So you're getting to see what they drive. You're getting a chance to offer an appraisal for their vehicles. You're getting a chance to have business on the variable side as well. So I just think mobile service, I truly believe, and I've said this 100 times, but I think the opportunity for dealerships in the future are outside of our walls. I don't think they're inside. I think we have to go out and get it because I think there's a lot of independents that are getting into mobile service right now. And if we're not careful, they're going to eat our lunch there. So we have to be proactive. We have to be out there. But what an opportunity mobile service is.
Oh my gosh.
We were fortunate that we were an early player, but the dealerships, I talk to people all the time and everybody wants to just say it doesn't pencil, but it does, right? It's, again, you have to put the time behind it.
You know what? That's why you're a 5%er, and the 95% are saying it doesn't pencil. They're not seeing the down the road. If I had a mobile and I was in a residential area and somebody was servicing my Ford, and you have all these neighbors driving by and talking and say, well, what's wrong? What's wrong with your vehicle? Nothing. Just having a routine oil and filter change and checking out a couple things on a recall. What do you mean? Well, yeah, they just came to my house and do it, so I don't have to go. What? Are you kidding me? I mean, just think about how that spreads. I mean, it's like, yeah.
And to your point, kudos to Ford, right? Because Ford they've created luxury offerings for a domestic product, right? I mean, you look at, now Mercedes has done it for years, but you look at some of these other luxury brands, they don't even offer these services to their customers.
No.
Ford really was a pioneer with offering luxury services to domestic customers and kind of changing the game in that respect.
It's incredible. And there's this is going to pay dividends. It already is, obviously. I don't understand the not penciling thing. Well, customers don't really want to, it costs more, so the Amazon shopper, and let me tell you, I get them every day outside of my door. I get UPS and FedEx every day to my door. And it's like, okay, is it really cheaper? No, not necessarily. Sometimes you're paying more, but it's the convenience. Okay. You know what's going to happen. You know how it's going to work. And I'm telling you what, if a Genesis would come out and do that to my car, and I would pay for it. I really would.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat with an Audi, and I'm in the same boat, Russell. I have to drive 40 miles to Audi, and Audi's great, but I don't care for coffee and donuts. Like, that's about the biggest selling point while you're waiting in there.
No. And my son chastises me all the time because he followed in my footsteps, and he's his 11th year at a local Ford store. And yet, now we have 2 Fords, but yeah, he wants me to trade in my Genesis and get a Ford, and I'm just not ready to do it. But they got some great products, and you know what? I mean, for a salesperson to be at one place for 11 years, do you know how unique that is? It just doesn't happen, Nolan. But you know why? I'm going to tell you why. Because of the leadership of somebody like you. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, I think with mobile too, people try to lump it into their service department. Right. And I don't think you can do that. It has to be separated. It should be separated on the financial statement. It should be its own department with its own managers, coordinators. When you do that, it puts more focus on it. Because if you just lump it into service, then it's just another part of service. Right. So
elaborate a little bit on that, because I don't think most people really think that. They may be thinking what you just said. Why did you have that distinction there?
I think you have to, because in order to measure success, I have to be able to measure something, right? And if it's just lumped in on the financial statement with service, then you almost have to dissect that page of the statement and pull mobile out and, decipher gross and net and expenses. But if you have it on a separate page of the financial statement and it's treated as its own department, you can truly measure its success on a monthly basis.
Well said.